So in a recent video, I showed you how I stuffed up big time trying to make a kettle sour Gose. I didn't pitch enough lactic acid bacteria, which allowed other organisms to thrive, and in the end, the wort was riddled with this butyric acid, vomit-like flavour, which is as unappealing as it sounds. So today I'm going to have another go, try and produce this Gose beer. But this time, instead of doing a kettle sour method, I'm going to use Philly sour yeast and see how the final result stacks up. Stay tuned. So similar to last time, I've got a grist made of Pilsner malt and wheat malt. But this time we're closer to about 50-50. And the reason is I've dialed back on the wheat malt a little because I want to add some dextrose to my fermentables. The reason being that Philly sour actually likes dextrose. It likes those simple sugars to eat them up so that it can produce more sourness. Now this time we won't need the yogurt culture because we're not doing kettle souring. The yeast itself is going to do some souring for us. We're going to adjust our pre-ferment pH to around about 5. That way we'll hopefully arrive at a final pH in the finished beer of about 3.6 to 3.8. That's our goal anyway. Now, of course, we're also going to add late in the boil our Himalayan rock salt. I like to add about 1 gram per litre of finished beer, and our coriander seeds. All right, let's get brewing. Gents,
hello.
Got Andy and Chris here today, and I've done 2 batches of the Gose, and I want them to try to see if you guys can tell the difference. So, you know, this is a triangle test, so there's 2 of one batch and 1 of the other, and you don't have to pick the fault or anything. We can talk about that later, or if there even is a fault, the difference anyway.
But we don't know which is which.
No. So I've just poured them out. I know which is which. Well, I've written on the bottom, so.
Okay.
You guys go ahead and let us know. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. Can we do?
Go for it.
So we've got a lemon lime Gose.
Oh, just Gose.
Just straight up Gose.
No added flavors.
Well, let's have a. So there's you can smell a saltiness. I mean, I don't know that salt smells particularly, but there's a sort of a sour. It's actually a well, maybe I won't talk out loud. I mean, I don't want to not talk because we're obviously here to chat, but I don't want to talk to influence Chris at all. But
no, just you pick yours, and I guess Chris will pick yours. I'll tell you if you're right.
Interesting. It's not as easy.
Nothing showing up.
I don't know. Hang on.
Yeah, I think I know which one's the different one.
Mm-hmm. But just put it to the side. Yeah.
Those, I reckon those two are different.
Okay.
just from the aroma.
Yeah.
What am I trying to?
All right. Well, you can taste if you like, and see if you're on the money.
Yeah, that's what I would expect. That's a sort of a
From the smell.
clean.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on the other side.
Mm. Yeah, that's much more tart, like a more of a sour flavour to it.
I'm going to say this one is. Well, I think they both appear to be Goses. I think this one seems to be cleaner aroma, cleaner flavour, and these two I'm thinking might be slightly medicinal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Medicinal might not be the right word actually.
and the one that I've got on its own doesn't have that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess in summary, I think I know which one is different, but I don't know why.
If you were deciding which one to enter into a comp, I'd go this one.
Yep.
I feel it's much more cleaner,
Yep.
much more representative of a Gose, whereas this seems to have, it may not be a fault, it may be more alkaline, maybe, maybe hasn't finished as low, maybe, and it has got that aroma that you are talking about.
Described. Yeah, I think the sourness is about the same. I don't know. I think the pH would be pretty similar.
You picked it. Yep, you picked it.
The plain one.
Yeah, the other ones I've marked on the bottom.
Righto. Okay.
Let me get a glass of each. Yeah, well done.
You think it
Yeah, that's
nice.
good.
Yeah,
I do like this one.
I do think it's pretty obvious. I think there's an obvious difference, but yeah, it just proves we're not full of it.
Well, I don't know if it proves that. Speak for yourself. I wonder, it'd be interesting though if the things we're saying are the things that are different about it, or whether we're just picking up on something. Because, I mean, as it happens, I know one of them, he said, I guess, well, I don't know. I actually don't know which is which. I mean,
I'm now.
I know it's 2 and 1, but I don't know which is which.
No, I can't remember which one I poured either. So I didn't mark mine. Okay, so
Butyric. Is that what it says on the bottom?
Oh yeah, that's what you. Yeah, that was what you. I'd forgotten, but that was what you said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's one. No.
So you haven't dosed them. It's something you've done in process.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I thought there was something going on with it, and I didn't enjoy it when I drank it. I was like, oh, and I thought there was on the back of my tongue, that one. There's this thing that hangs around on the back of my tongue, and I thought it was a butyric acid type thing. And I think that's what you were saying, something medicinal. There's something there, and I got that too. This medicinal type thing to it.
But isn't that a sort of like a rancid kind of? I mean, vomit is one of the things that like that kind of
it's not,
sickly.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like I just said I had forgotten when you told me what.
And it's exactly the same recipe.
So pretty much, I mean, the recipe's simple. It's just wheat and Pilsner malt. The difference is the process. So the one you said you would enter in the comp, this one, that's actually brewed with Philly sour.
Right.
So I've gone 50% Pilsner and wheat malt. I added in a little bit of dextrose because Philly sour likes dextrose. It helps it produce lactic acid.
Yeah.
And just done the same hop additions and fermented that out with Philly sour. This one was a kettle sour.
Oh.
And it went a lot lower than I anticipated.
pH.
Yeah, pH went down to 3.2. I normally shoot for about 3.6, but I went to bed, got up the next morning. Oh, here we go, we've overshot.
Right.
And it had some pellicle on top too, which is different. I've never seen that before. But having said that, it went lower than normal. And there's just something on the back end of it. And it might just be part of that kettle sour character that's not in the other one. But I thought, there's something, and I struggle to get through a bottle of it.
Yeah, it's not as nice. I think, like that sort of doughy character I described. Like it makes it feel a bit fuller, like a bit flabby. Whereas you want you want it to be quite a clean, refreshing character. And I think that's why I prefer the other one. But I don't know that it's.
And look, I done this on the video. It comes out on Friday, but it's I have added more calcium hydroxide because I dropped down too low with the pH and the kettle sour. I added
sort of
calcium hydroxide to bring it up to 3.5.
Right.
Because then obviously you want your yeast to be able to ferment to bottle condition it and all that too. So. Yeah, so there could be something like that. You mentioned it's more alkaline. There's something going on. I did add more calcium hydroxide. That is not in the other. But pH wise, it's actually
ended up
lower.
quite similar. Yeah,
pH is actually lower.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I'm not. I get what you saying though about it. It's not that it. I think they are Well, I said they're the same sort of sourness, but it doesn't. It's not as sharp. It's not as.
Bright.
Obvious, yeah. It's
Which
funny.
one do you think sharper in the sourness?
The clean one, the correct one.
Yeah.
So even if it's not as sour,
yeah,
it tastes more. So the apparent sourness.
So can you explain to me the Philly sour process? I understand the kettle souring.
Yeah.
How do you do Philly sour?
Just like a normal beer, but when so we mash, we do our boil just like normal. And actually, I put a bit of lactic acid in to pre-sour it because it was quite high. You don't add many hops to a Gose, and so there's not many alpha acids in it. And the pre-ferment pH was like 6, so I added a bit of lactic acid to drop it to 5. So I thought, okay, that gets us in the ballpark.
How much was that? Like
a
couple of 100 mil or?
Oh no, nothing like that. It was like 6 or 7 mils.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Haven't got many carbonates in the water.
No,
working
okay.
with the, and so then you just ferment it, and that actually was quite good. That kind of just dipped it in, and I checked it. Like at the moment, it's sitting about 3.6. I'm like,
and the yeast just has a natural souring.
Yeah, well, that's what Philly sour does. Yeah, just
like it incorporates
lactic acid.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's very clean. It gives you a very clean. And sometimes I think it's a bit too clean. It's like, I want a bit more character than that.
I know what you mean. I think the second, the Philly sour one, I think that's tasty.
Yeah,
it's better. The other one's kind of fine too, but I don't think I would drink that much of it.
I get it, I thought it was bitter because I think I've had more of it than you. I've sat and had a bottle of it.
It's definitely a funny
struggled
smell
to get through it, and you're expecting it to be sour anyway, so it doesn't stick out like it would in a light lager or something.
No,
you're like,
no,
because you're expecting it to be sour, and it's and I've probably hit it with some of that calcium hydroxide.
I wonder if it is that.
Which
though.
is
I mean, that's an infection, right? Like that's
if it's
sitting on the yeast too long.
If it's not that, it's in the kettle sour.
Right.
I think because it tasted like that from the kettle sour.
Right.
So then you boil it, but those flavours are still in the beer and they get carried through to the process.
So what do you use to kettle sour? Like a yogurt type thing? Yeah.
And that's where I went wrong. Usually I'd do like a yogurt starter. So I would get a bit of milk the night before, sit it in a warm water bath with some yogurt, lactic acid, bacteria stuff, yogurt culture in there. I just get a little milk bowl, little litre milk bottle, put the stuff in, put the thing on, sit it in the warm water bath and come back to it in the morning. You've got yogurt, and then you can do your mash, and then you just pour, maybe not all of that, you don't need all of it, but 300-400 mils, and off it goes. And usually that will be down to that 3.5, 3.6 overnight.
Right, really.
So,
That's
you'll
quite
do
quick,
your-
isn't it?
Yeah, so you'll do your
But
brew
your
day.
fermentation's barely underway.
It might be 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then when I get up in the morning at 6 or 7, it's usually
Yeah, right. Close.
because you've pitched so much.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you've got to. But this time I didn't. This time I just put the sachet straight in, and I'm in the video. You'll see it's like 36 hours later, and it's like, oh, okay, now you know.
Okay.
So you think it hasn't? It's been there longer. So everything else that has dropped in from there or wherever, those things have more of a chance to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference between them. I think and it's something that I don't like in there.
Yeah. No, it's not as nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'd do in the future. I'd make sure I go back to my normal process.
Yeah, sure.
But it was just one of those things, cutting corners. Oh, I don't have time. I haven't done it. I didn't.
Although it's frustrating for you, it's interesting to see what happened. What the result was. Yeah.
Because you go through the process. You do the boil. So we've done a mash for the kettle sour. And then I'll boil for 10, 15 minutes and then cool it back down to 40 degrees, 45 degrees. So it's not like, oh, that was the bacteria from the grain. You're hoping you've killed most of that off in the boil. And I haven't had troubles before, but I think it's just those 1 or 2 cells that have
I think if you
something.
had a problem with your sanitation generally, it'd be popping up all over the place, right?
Yeah.
I think any of us, do you know what I mean? Like you really struggle to get beers of any quality to the table, right? But,
absolutely.
So it's obviously it's been introduced as some specific thing that you've changed, and obviously that's the main change, isn't it, in this one?
Yeah. So that's the story. Well done. You picked them both.
I think the new one though with the Philly sour that does taste quite good. So if that's the one you're going with,
that's the one I prefer. Yeah, that's the one I'm putting in the case.
Yeah.
No, maybe I'll put the other one. I don't know. If you're interested in the kettle sour method, then check out this video, which goes through my brew day and what may or may not have gone wrong.